We're starting our Momentum campaign, our Daggerheart at home recorded campaign. I'm a little excited if you can't tell.
It is about fucking time.
I know. I feel like this has been a long time coming. Like, really, we've worked a lot to get here, and we finally have a lot of really good people at the table, which is where we're going to start tonight. So again, I'm the GM, but the other people behind the microphones are playing some really fabulous characters. So I'm going to pick on this side of the table this time because I started over here last time. So take it away, Jess.
Hi, I'm Jess. I am playing Cat Salmon Bar. I am a witch, highborn Katari. I went with Moon Witch for this one. Imagine white fur, like that perfect form film fitting slinky dress, fluffy white tail, adding the perfect little frill to the bottom of her dress type. Just bright blue eyes, like the moon kissing the ocean waves at night. She wears a simple but impactful dress, usually forest green or golden yellow, with brown belt holding all of her bits and baubles and a nest for her little hummingbird friend that she keeps with her because her parents import and export birds, because naturally cat people would do that.
Perfect. So then we're moving around the table to Tat.
Yeah. Hello, Tat or Taylor. I am playing Kit Bar, husband to, say, the lovely Cat Bar. We don't really call her Salmon. Tried to get her to stop, but she is how she is. But, so yeah, I am a black and white to... I buck off myself. What's the backseat?
Ooh, wrong game. I guess in trouble at first game.
Sorry. Bard. I'm also a Slyborn. I'm not from her world, per se. From the streets.
Love to hear it. And that brings us to our next player.
Yeah, so I'm Justin, and I will be playing Dr. Linus Hennings, who is a older fungal gentleman. He used to be pretty well renowned where he comes from, particularly because of a certain type of surgery that he pioneered. But over the last 40 or so years, he's been on the road helping out small towns and villages as much as he can. And he's really just sort of trying to see what's next for himself.
Well, hopefully we can see that together. We are all about to go on this great adventure. And that brings us to, last but not least in any way, shape, or form, our last player at the table.
I'm Jason. I am playing a Galapa sorcerer, reborn. My background's a bit of a mystery. Tan-colored, simple robes, bit of a desert wanderer, wandering around for a long time looking for something, not sure what's, and just trying to stay out of trouble and, find out my history. So I'm looking forward to finding out more details about my own background along with the rest of you.
And we have to start by saying that you did finally name your character, because last session 0, it was TBD the entire time. So please do share. Yeah.
My character's name is Tibity.
So that being said, welcome, adventurers. Thank you for joining me, and I'm excited to get started. So last time we talked about sort of the idea of momentum. Momentum is a traveling World's Fair, so to speak. It is a community, first and foremost, but they are known for their innovation. They only invite a choice amount of people every year to join them, and it's always the top of the top, the people that are breaking ground, bringing new ideas. Just the creme de la creme of society is a part of this community, and they travel throughout our world. The capital that we are currently going to be talking about is Comfey, which is the capital of the coastal region of a country called Biravin. Comfey is a beautiful coastal town. It's large enough that it has actually started building into the the seaside cliffs of the town itself. It's mostly ports. Think of it almost like some of the Southeast Island villages that are connected by like the floating docks until you get up to the cliffs and the seaside caverns, and then the city does expand into it. It's a huge city. It goes all the way up the cliffs. There's actual buildings and things that have built off of the cliffs. It's a sight to see. And that's where we're going to start our adventure. So what we're going to do is I'd like each of you to describe, or some of you, because I know some of you are going to be arriving together, how you arrive in Comfey. Because it is the yearly festival that they hold for the community of Momentum. Momentum started here years ago with the original adventuring group who founded it and are now the Inner Circle. And so once a year they return. And when they return, anyone who has received an invitation to join them is asked to come to the main hall, which is basically just the largest floating building in the first part of the city. And that is where you will actually take your soul contract. Because when you decide to join Momentum, it is a 1-year soul contract. You are signed on as one of their own, but you are there for at least a year. You cannot leave. And there have been rumors that some people leave forever. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Would anyone like to volunteer to arrive first? Or anyone who thinks maybe their character would arrive first?
I would have been extremely excited and ecstatic to have gotten my invitation finally. I knew it was coming, and we're finally on our way. This is going to be big, Cat.
No, it's like the best honeymoon ever.
Right? And we're gonna be able to do this, and more things are gonna open for us. I see it.
And just the heck that we both got our invitation.
Absolutely, stars were aligned for us perfect with my love.
And happy nuptials to the newlyweds. Tell us a little bit about that, because you guys really are newlywed.
Yeah, so Kat got her invitation right before she was getting ready to walk down the aisle. I was in my bridal room and was fixing my hair and slicking everything down and practicing my vows, and this light shone, and I thought it was like a flash or something in the mirror, and I turned around and it's my invitation. And I was so excited. I wanted to tell him immediately, but of course he couldn't see me before the wedding. It was, bad luck and all. So I decided that I was going to present it to him after we got married.
I mean, I would have went with her if I didn't already get one anyways. It would have been a shoe-in. You don't get one without the other, but it just so happened I got mine.
But when did you get yours?
Well, sometime after we went to bed.
I don't think we need to hear that part. That's not this kind of podcast, guys.
Not yet.
No. So you guys arrive in the coastal city of Comfey. I'm going to say you guys get here early. You've been traveling through the evening, and the sun is just coming up over the salt water. It is one of the most beautiful sights that either of you has ever seen. The sparkling over the waves. It's that kind of water and coastal city that has no smog, no pollution. It's just clear water. And again, it's so saturated right here on the coast that it sparkles even more because of how heavily salted the ocean is here. And it looks almost like a sea of sapphires right now.
Oh, my goodness. It's just like your eyes.
Oh.
I think we could probably maybe even settle down in here, a place like this someday.
Yeah, I'd like to. Away from my parents.
Well, that's the goal, right? Assume that there's a fish market that would have the freshest catch of the day coming up this early in the morning.
And I'm going to say that you guys are here a little late for the fish market, not in that it's closed, but that it's been open for quite a while, because anyone who knows a good fish market knows they open somewhere in the range of 3 to 4 in the morning before the sun ever rises. They're sorting out their catches, sloshing them around on the ice buckets. But you guys arrive just in time for it to open to the public. And so everything is super fresh. And Kat, you know a little bit about not just portside towns, but fish and ports and exports. While your family doesn't specialize in them, you would have been around it a little bit because of their other trade business. So I'm going to say that you kind of know right away what you're walking into as far as at least a trade port. And it's not too hard for either of you to make your way through it.
What do you say? I'm kind of hungry. We just got here. Might as well grab some breakfast before we get, before this shindig kicks off.
Yeah, of course not. Just have to follow my lead.
Let's go. Does the whole where he kind of like sniffing around the area, and she walks away and kind of snaps his head back.
All the sights, sounds, and smells. So much to take in. Well, while our lovely couple dives into the fish market and finds themselves some breakfast, we're going to turn over to one of our other adventurers. Who do you think would have arrived first, the good doctor or our turtle friend?
I think the doctor would probably be coming in on the back of a wagon with his medical bag next to him. He jumps off, and it's quite a longer fall for him than most. He's about 3 feet tall. He has sort of blue-white mottled skin, and the cap that is so synonymous with a fungal because they're mushroom people, instead of being a larger cap, looks more like a bowler, and the rest of his body is sort of almost desiccated, like rotten fruit, how a tomato, once it starts to go bad, sort of wrinkles as well. That's what he looks like. His black little beady eyes and slit from mouth and moss-like, almost white little mustache and a goatee, kind of looks like Colonel Sanders. Jumps off, grabs his bag, waddles around to the front, looks at the driver, and says, I appreciate it. I know you kind of went out of your way to bring me here, and I don't have any payment for you. I wish I had coin. Anyway, it's not important. But I do appreciate you dropping me off. Do you know where the main building is around here?
Yeah, and who do you think the driver would be of this? Who do you think maybe you would have picked up on the road, like hitchhiked? What kind of person do you think?
Probably a merchant that's bringing, I would say, like fruits or vegetables from a farmstead type village that's close to this place into the main city. Maybe just a regular human guy, mid-40s, so salt and pepper hair.
Yeah. And he's going to kind of tilt his hat at you and just, oh, no trouble, no trouble. I'm actually dropping off at the market and then headed off to the next. Got to get our wares out there. Yeah, the main building, if you take, and he's going to gesture at the first row of docks. And you see once it goes past, it turns into a bit of a spider web of these floating, connected, not only buildings, but also docks and the bridges almost. And he's going to gesture to what is the tallest building that you can see. And it has actual sort of shingled roofing where everything else is sort of like hatch or straw, lighter, floatable. The main tallest building has actual dark shingling on it, and it is higher than the rest. And he'll say, you're going to take this first path, and then once you make your way in, you'll be able to see the building everywhere you go.
Well, I do appreciate it once again. Have a good day now, and try to get the best that you can at the market for your wares. And I know how these folks can be around here sometimes. And have a good day. He takes his bag and hoists himself up a little bit and straightens his back as much as he can and walks towards the main building that was being pointed out to him.
Absolutely. And our good doctor, you've been traveling a bit lately. You sort of are a bit of a wanderer. Tell me a little bit about that, just the little bit of your life these last couple of years.
Yeah, so Dr. Linus has just really been going from town to town, small village to small village. Hasn't really been hitting up that many big cities. He's been trying to go to places that don't have a local healer, and especially someone who doesn't, places that don't have a surgeon, to see what he can do, how he can help out the best he can. And it's been hit or miss. There have been some pretty bad cases, and his last one, a young Seraphoid that was probably around 22, 23 years old. He couldn't quite save, and it was that evening where he was in this little hut that they had set him up with, where by candlelight and a bottle of brown liquor, he was staring at two different pieces of paper, one much older and much more wrinkled and much more well read than the other, and the fresher one being that of the invitation to Momentum. And so after a little bit of drunken contemplation, he looks at the older letter, and then he looks at the newer letter. He puts the older letter away and takes up the newer letter, and I think the last thing we see, of him is him steeling himself and walking out of that hut.
All right. Well, as you sort of make your way towards the dock sections of Comfey, you happen upon a young woman, a young Infernus woman. She has gray skin, very dark purple hair. She's actually one of our first NPC that you're going to interact with. Her name is Harkin. She is very pretty, objectively speaking. Bright eyes, again, dark hair that frames her face. Sort of one of those Mona Lisa smiles that looks like she's hiding something. But she does have an extensive bit of scarring all along her left side, mostly on her legs, but does work its way up one of her arms. Another thing that you notice is that she has many types of jewelry adorning her, lots of rings on every different finger, a couple different bangles. You see some chains looping around her upper arm, everywhere except around her neck. Around her neck, the only thing she has is a very simple locket with an intricate S carved into the face of it. She's actually kind of toying with the locket as you walk up, and you realize right away why she's not moving, and it's because she is wheelchair bound, and she's staring at the portion of the dock that goes from sturdy dock wood to those sort of malleable, floating, almost like swing bridge-esque style. And you see she's looking at it very thoughtfully. She's like trying to figure out if she's going to be able to make it, if this is going to be the best way to get around. You can kind of see the wheels turning in her head. Now, I will give you as an out of game that your character would realize she does have an arcane wheelchair. So there is a little bit of magic imbued in this, but it is still a wheelchair.
Right.
So there would still be just a little bit of trickiness there. So you come upon her. You don't yet know who she is, but this is the scene that you come upon as you're entering into the town.
Yeah. I think, Dr. Haynes, he waddles up beside her and without looking at her, just goes, "Hey, really like your hardware. There's nice jewelry. So from around here? Are you from around here?"
No, I'm really not. I've been invited here for a reason. A little embarrassed to say that I was so excited that I kind of packed up my bag and jumped the first cart that I could pay to get here, and didn't quite put a lot of thought into the logistics of my hardware at a seaside city.
Oh, well, I guess we're kindred spirits. I'm also a bit of a traveler, and I just got here myself, and
As you can see, he kind of points down to his tiny little legs. I have a hard time getting around myself. Maybe we can help each other out. And I think he's going to see if there's a way he can, because he's a druid, he's a warden of renewal druid. See if there's any way he can maybe help to shape the wood in some way, or maybe like bring up some moss from this seaside underneath the planks, the pillars here, to make a sort of bridge.
Absolutely. So we're going to pull that from our sheet. Let me see. Second, let me pull up my sheet here so I can tell you what we're doing. Are you looking to do a specific spell, or are you just wanting to sort of roll like an innate magic and see what we could do?
Yeah, I'm gonna say like maybe like a wild touch. Where I can, just sort of reach out to the nature around me and use that to make it a bit more malleable to turn this into something that we can cross together.
Absolutely. So you're gonna roll your d12s, and then what is the magic additive for your particular? Is that a knowledge or?
It is instinct.
Oh, perfect. So for anyone listening, I'll do this probably a couple times just as a reminder. But anyone listening who hasn't played Daggerheart, it's a 2d12 system. What my players do is roll those 2d12s, and they designate one of those dice to hope and one to fear. If they roll higher with hope, good things happen and they get hope points. If the fear rolls higher, I, as the GM, get to bank fear points and use them for different actions, and sometimes a bad thing could happen. If you at any point roll double numbers, so 1, 1, 12, 12, doesn't matter, that is considered a critical success. But we'll get into that if we ever hit those numbers. So let's start with our first roll of the session, guys. That's kind of exciting. Woo!
Get it.
With a pretty fancy deck card.
Fancy Daggerheart dice that just rolled 13 with fear.
Oh!
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we got to start fear sometime.
Oh, yeah. So, it's still gonna be with fear.
If we see it's that's the sound of fear every day.
Cute little jingle.
Everybody also starts with 4 hope because there are 4 players, in the same way that I get to start with 4 fear because there are 4 players, and now I just got another one because one of the players was nice enough to give me some.
You're welcome.
So tell me one more time what your total number was. I'm so sorry.
22.
Perfect.
Let's see.
So describe to me when the good doctor does his magic. What does it look like?
I think he puts like his little hands out, and you see him put it on the wood of the dock, and his fingers start to split from like 5 fingers into 10, into 15, and then into 20 until they become these like small little mycelial sort of pieces of fungus that go into the wood and then touch down into the water itself. And he closes his eyes and he can start to almost like talk with the nature around him to coax it into doing what he wants it to do, not forcing, but asking.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to say with as successful a roll as you just got, even with fear, you were able to pinpoint a very specific piece of petrified wood that has sunk to the bottom here in the shallow area right when the town starts. So sort of with this roll, you're able to call it up, merge it a little bit with some fresh and still alive seaweed, and it's going to weave together into a bit of a raft that's big enough for you and Harkin to get on, and you can kind of direct it in between the walkways instead of actually having to use them where neither of you are going to have like a great time making it. So for all intents and purposes, for as much as you need it, you've basically created sort of like a concierge magical raft.
Nice. Yeah, so I look at her and I say, ladies first, of course.
Thank you so much. And she's going to roll onto the raft, and it gives a little bit of a bob. You see her kind of like quick grab the necklace just for a second, and then once it kind of settles, she sighs. She goes, I'm so sorry, I also didn't give you my name. My name is Harkin, and I really do appreciate the help.
Oh, of course, it's my pleasure, Dr. Linus Hennings. If you ever find yourself needing medical care, I'll be in town, I think, at least for a little bit. But it was a pleasure meeting you.
You as well. And I'm headed to the main building. I'm not sure if that's where you're going.
Oh, you don't say? Yeah, absolutely. Well, then let's keep this conversation going, shall we?
Absolutely. And you guys head off along the gently bobbing waves as the sun goes a little bit higher in the sky. So we move our way to the other side of the table. I love, how does our turtle friend appear?
Looking a little more ragged than he normally would. His robes are probably always a little bit ragged. He lives a life of simple means, wandering and searching and trying to find his answers, but he arrives later than he intends to, due to getting caught up in something and trying to help some folks he ran across.
Who do you think that our dear Tibbety might have run across on the side of the road? What do you think maybe would have caught him up? Something that would have pulled at his heartstrings enough that he had to stop and help?
I would probably imagine came across a small family, possibly sharecropping farmers or something of some sort, and one of the children has gone missing. Been far too long than they're usually out, and they've begun searching and frantically worrying.
Okay. And so you helped them find their child, and that took a little bit of time and held you up more than you meant to.
Yeah.
But Timothy is a little used to this by now, isn't he? Because this has been the last couple of years for him, sort of like adventure to adventure, flavor of the week, just moving place to place.
In search of his own answers, and, wandering around trying to, find leads that he can go on that are going to end up, leading to nowhere again, but inevitably end up doing so, and across the way, and just because of how he is, ends up getting involved in other people's problems and trying to make the best of it and helping out where he can.
Speaking of helping out, one of the last times you helped out was actually for some familiar faces at the table.
This is true. I've prior to them, getting together and now joining this whole show going on. Got a bit of a background with them.
And if I remember right from what we were talking in session 0, it was right after that you received your letter. Tell me a little bit about that moment. Maybe, I know it was leading up to helping them finish getting to the marriage and all that fun stuff, but what happened and how did Tibbety finally receive this letter?
Well, Tibbety has been contracted and works with the organization. My specialties is, finding people, finding things that a lot of people other can't, and though they usually use a magical form of message delivery for these invitations, sometimes that's not always practical or the best idea for who they're looking for. So they'll have myself, or I'm sure others that have the same skill set, search out these people and deliver the invitation. But I was helping them out, and I've just been starting to feel pretty down lately because every lead that I've come across has turned up dry, trying to find out my background, and I suddenly hand off an invitation and see that there's 2, and I have another one that's addressed to me. And I've worked with them before, quite often, but I've heard some interesting rumors and things about them that not the usual type of thing that I would be willing to sign up for, but got to take a different route when nothing else seems to be working.
I'm sure we'll get into some of those rumors later on, but as you enter into Comfey, it's now, I'm going to say, reaching probably late morning. The sun has sort of moved its way up high enough that it's not just sparkling over the horizon anymore, but it's bright and warm. And I'm going to say you come in, the same side of town that our lovely married Qatari couple did. And they're just coming out, having finished their beautiful early morning breakfast and just that lovely newlywed bubble that we're all aware of.
You got my tail wrapped around her waist. I'm also stuffing my face full of small fish.
She looks super gross. I'm just imagining like a container, like fish and chips almost, but it's got just like baby sardines in it, basically.
Sorts of just different size raw fish.
And you recognize these 2 right away.
Cat, is that you? No, where? How's it going?
Darling, do not talk with your awful.
It's been taking a while to get them straightened out, and
Oh. So good to see you. What are you doing here?
well, I finally made my way over here. Been actually not long after I last saw you guys, I actually received an invitation, and I debated it for a while, but I think I'm going to join up.
To Memento?
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
I know.
Gulp. See, I told you, my love. It's the stars are aligning. my great friend Dibbity here. You, me, our new lives together. And I'm going to wrap my arm around you.
He smells of the road, of dust and...
I smell of raw fish.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I was calling.
As you guys are all standing here, you begin to hear a noise from behind you. A very strange noise. It's the oddest combination of clanking seashells, chainmail, tip taps, and then also someone like playing into a reed flute almost.
I'll immediately turn back.
And it somehow all works. Absolutely it does. But you hear this coming up behind you. And as you all sort of turn to look behind you, you see a hulking giant of a man. I mean, at least a good 6.5, almost 7 feet tall. Skin the color of fresh clay. Long blonde hair done up in, oddly enough, the style that anyone who's traveled has seen dwarfs do, especially mountain dwarfs. You also see quite a bit of tattooing going up and down one side that is, again, reminiscent of the mountain dwarfs. And he definitely has different bells strung along his boots, his pants. He's wearing a full, like, sash of chainmail over top of, like, another sash of chainmail. And he has over top of his shoulder, Kit, you recognize right away, is a extra, extra, extra large percussion hammer.
That's awesome. You guys know this guy?
I've heard of him. He's part of Momentum.
Oh, no. Oh. Is he the one that bangs the big gong?
That would be what the I got anything he's holding on.
And yes, I'll give us a sort of a freebie once Tibbity says that. You guys know that this is Bang Bang, one of the newest entries to Momentum, very similar to yourself. He is also the ward to one of the Inner Circle, which are the 6 original members of Momentum. There's been a little bit of rumor going back and forth if he only got invited because he was sort of this adopted nephew of the original member. He was a child of war. His family was killed in a war between the mountain dwarfs and the mountain giants. And the dwarfs who won the war took in all of the orphans, but Bang Bang specifically, they took in as their own, and they raised in the way of the mountain dwarf bard families. And Bang Bang has been known to love sound. Any kind of sound that he can weave. He's just been forever chasing after the perfect layering, I should say, of noises. And as he kind of comes up and sees you guys sort of grouped together, he recognizes you, Tibbity, and he... Turtle!
Hello, Bang Bang.
Oh, Bang Bang, no turtle!
Yes. Oh, hold on. I think I have something for you. Hats around on his robes and produces a, fairly small for a normal sized person, like small ocarina or whistle of some sort, and presents it to Bang Bang.
Gift for Bang Bang?
Gift for Bang Bang.
Ah, turtle good. And he's gonna take it, and he's gonna, with the oddest delicate touch, he's going to hold this up, and he's actually gonna play a very pretty, quick little song on this ocarina to you guys. And then he's gonna like, be super excited, almost like toddler level of excited. And you're gonna see him reach into his pack and take out a needle and thread that has some wire on it. And he's going to basically wire it through the top and turn it into a quick earring and put it in his ear. Yeah. And he goes, I keep for noise collection.
That's why when I found it, I knew exactly who I had to give it to.
Oh, turtle good. Kitty cat?
Bang Bang. I heard you playing an awesome tune when you're on your way up here. You can I join you for a dabble? And I'll pull out my flute. I'll reach into my duffel bag that, for all intents and purposes, has a magical buttload of space for me to keep instruments and such in.
Kitty cat do music.
I do. I heard what you had going on, and I think I got it. And I'll start trying to play what he was playing as he was walking up.
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me a performance roll, which I think is your presence.
Presence.
Okay.
It's 19 with fear.
You guys are so nice feeding me. I don't need it this game, but thanks. Amazing. So, yeah, you pick it up right away. He was playing a mountain song. It's something you've heard in your travels, particularly, especially after Tivity told you who this was, and you sort of clicked. You realize this is from his family. It's like one of their well-known sort of like mountain shanties, so to speak.
Right. So it'd have maybe a different a tone, maybe, than what I've heard.
Yeah.
But got it.
And you pick up, and as soon as you pick it up, he immediately like, oh, kitty cat, no music, turtle. Kitty cat, good.
Yes, Kitty Cat is good.
Kitty cat also come?
Yes.
Momentum?
Absolutely. We're hoping maybe we can play together.
With love. And then he notices Cat. Oh, pretty kitty.
Thank you.
Pretty kitty. Pretty kitty also sing?
Not sometimes.
That's okay.
Not like my darling here.
And he's gonna, and he starts picking through his hair, and you see him pull out a beautiful little wildflower, just a perfectly white wildflower that goes perfectly with your fur. He goes, kitty, pretty kitty.
Oh, thank you so much, darling. Thank you.
You come to momentum with Bang Bang?
Yes.
Absolutely. We would
Yeah.
love to.
Yay!
All right, let's go.
Love all your little
We'll play the way.
bells and now whistles that you have going on here.
And as you guys walk off, he's going to begin to explain every single layer of what he has to you as you are walking.
She's going to listen because she's very practiced in all of this with Kit and his adventures. And
Kit's taking notes, like, oh, I didn't know you could do that with bells. Amazing.
I'm walking, playing, and I'm walking around him, like seeing how he has everything tied on. He's got the little clackers on the tips of his shoes. Like, oh man.
And as they're making all the noise and distraction, I'm just gonna, I haven't eaten in a while, so I'm just gonna pocket a couple pieces of fruit that I come across while we're walking through the stalls.
Absolutely. Okay. Alrighty, guys. I think that is just about the perfect place for us to call it for the evening. Until next time, we're going to have to wait and see what sort of trouble our adventurers might get into heading to that main building, the soul binding ceremony, and all the mystery surrounding momentum. In the meantime, if you haven't already joined our Discord server, first of all, what are you doing with your life? Come hang out with us. There are some really cool people over there. We do live games. You might even get some spoilers for momentum and what is coming for our intrepid heroes. A couple other shout outs to people doing the same amazing things that we are. The Dodoborn crew, Queen of Daggers, Tales by Daggerlight. Also keep an eye out the next couple weeks for our Miami 86. We should be posting here very soon. Until next time, guys, I hope to see you at a table real soon, but keep it nerdy.